Hey folks, welcome to a little video kind of walking through how to use BookFunnel. BookFunnel is actually a very simple piece of software that can be used to help you deliver books to people, and it works really well in coordination with ads to get people onto your newsletter. So let me just quickly share my screen and we'll dive in. So they have a couple of different account levels. They kind of break down by things like how many pen names you want to use and how many integrations with other types of software you want to use. I have like the higher one of the mid-lister accounts because that works perfectly for me. And on top of that, our credit card that we had in here was ancient. And so actually I had to reactivate the account today. So I got to see the pricing and it's $15 a month. Yeah, $15 a month is what we're paying, which is a great price for everything the BookFunnel gives you. So with BookFunnel, kind of got a couple different sections. You can add your books. So in here, you can upload a bunch of different books and use them for all sorts of different things. Some of mine are for email automation. Some of them are for like delivery of like our things like help my ad copy sucks. Some of them are books I give to people who back me at certain levels on Patreon or on my website because I have that sort of system set on my website as well. So lots of different ways you can have them. And once you have a book added into BookFunnel, well, heck, let's quickly add a book into BookFunnel. So we're going to choose to add a new book. Give it a book title, and that's the name that's going to show to readers. So I'll just do OutSystem. And then book label, this might be like OutSystem for Patreon. So, or maybe so you might say Patreon OutSystem. If you had like one that was like a reader magnet version, you could have different versions of the book that might have different back matter and whatnot. But you actually don't have to make a new version all the time. You only need to make a new version if you want to make some material part of the book different, like I said, different back matter or something. Your author name, you pick that, and you pick the book type. This actually doesn't, I don't know what this really used for anything that I see. It's just there. Um, and you can put your series, Rapid Saga, Volume One, and you can put your ASIN if you want to as well. And that can actually help people. Okay, I just was reading I misread the message they had. They said don't use the ASIN if it's up on Amazon. But this helps people like fix if they have duplicates of your book in their on their Kindle, because BookFunnel, of course, can deliver the book to someone's Kindle. It funnels books. Um, you don't want to have them cause them to have two listings in on their Kindle. It'll sort of unify it into one. All right, so we'll find OutSystem, and look, there it is. And so you can actually grab your ASIN right up in here. And copy that. It's always going to be like after like book name slash DP slash ASIN, or it might be like GP slash product and then the ASIN. You can also get the ASIN from your KDP page too, if you're not familiar with that. So I'll put that in, and then I'll just also grab my tagline. Yes, I know this book's in KU, by the way. I'm not actually putting up on BookFunnel. I'm just using it as a simple book to walk through the process. And you can also put a note to readers in if you want. That's like a message they might see on the page, listing your book, but you don't have to put that in. And you hit done, and you've created a book. Now, it's not going to have your book cover right away. So, of course, you have to upload your book cover. So let me quickly find my book cover for this writing. Hold, please. I should have, well, I guess there's no easy way to have this just ready. I have a very Byzantine system for organizing all my covers as well. Rapid Saga OutSystem. We'll use this. Oh, that's too large. There is a restriction, and sometimes I have some pretty big pictures. I'll use this one. Magic. All right. And then you have to upload your book files. The easiest one to do is uploading an EPUB. And you, of course, can get EPUBs for your books by using something like Calibre, or if you're using, a bunch of different kinds of programs other than Word for making your books. You can have them give you EPUBs. But Calibre is free software that you can use on Windows to basically make an EPUB of anything. And we used to have to worry about the special Kindle format, but Kindle's also moved over to EPUB, so that's nice and simple. They do make, they were called Mobies. They will make a Mobi from your EPUB for you, and they'll also make a PDF. Oh wait, no, they don't. I'm sorry, I always forget that they don't make a PDF. So that if you want to have a PDF, you can also do that. I always forget that. I see all the little fancy preparing things, and I think they've done it. Okay, so there it is. And then down below it says like, hey, what do you want to do with this? And the options down here are basically the same as the options up here when you go to create a landing page. So you can choose these different types of landing pages. Oh, actually, these are just some of my existing ones. You can choose these different types of landing pages that are on this list here. So you'll pick your book. So I'm going to pick Out System. I'll probably have more than one in here. So this is the one I just put in. And then you can do email sign up page collecting readers, one that doesn't have email collection. You can do a sales page that sends people to bookstores, or you can have a page that only is available to your current mailing list subscribers or people on Patreon at a certain tier. But we're going to go with a simple option right here, an email sign up page. So the reader is required to join my list in order to receive the book. That is the most default one, and one that I think you should pick. Especially if you're like, I mean, if the goal is to get people to sign up for your page, sign up for your mailing list to get the book, then that's the one you want to pick. We create our landing page, and it's already picked our book. So our blurb's in and all that jazz. We just give this a name. This name is just for us. I'll just say like Facebook ad NL sign up, whatever you want to call it. Like this is just me being effusive. Coach system. And you can have expiration date and a claim limit, so things don't have to go crazy, or you can leave it wide open forever. We can just reconfirm this list, this option that we had in the last page, and then you choose your integration list where you want to send. So if you can configure MailChimp, MailerLite, I've got Zapier in here, or you can have like nothing and just export it as a CSV if you want as well. You add integrations down here in the integration section. So I'll just pick Zapier, and I can have a Zap set up so when anything comes from BookFunnel, it's going to send it off to wherever I want it to go. But again, you can also just have this. If you were to pick something like MailChimp or MailerLite or whatever, it'll actually ask you for which of your lists you want to go onto as well. Then we get some landing page settings. We can open this up. I almost never change anything in here. I just change this to black because I like black. It's like my soul. And I leave everything else the default. You can play around with these settings if you want. There's also your thank you page, which I also will set to black just so it's consistent. And you can also do like custom messages and stuff like that if you want. You can click open the advanced settings section, and you can put in a message when it's full. And I guess there's no custom message on the main download page. So I guess it has to be in your description or your note to readers. They used to have it so you could have an additional message in here, but I guess that's gone. Or I'm just misremembering from the days of yore. But basically, other than changing my theme, I actually never touch this. It always works fine just in the default settings. But the one thing you do want to do is in Facebook, you want to get your pixel ID. And you can actually grab that off of pretty much any ad you're running. It's going to be at the very bottom on the ad. So not the campaign, not the ad set, but when you're editing, it'll be on the bottom of the ad screen. You can get your pixel ID and you put it in here. And it's going to be a big long number like that. And you're going to want the set to be lead and complete registration. And that information will actually send back to Facebook, and Facebook will know who actually has filled out your lead form. And it will then try to find more people like them. It'll optimize to people who are like the person that filled out your lead form. So super handy. We'll hit save page, or we'll hit save and close actually is what I want. And it'll actually then give you a link to your page. And this is the link that you'll use in your ads. And we can see here now that it's all set up. I've got my tagline appears up here. The text to pick to get my book, get your free copy of Out System is here. And then the full blurb is down here, just like we set it up. And you also, by the way, can add in custom domains. I'm not going to get into that, but you can make it so that, I guess mine, there we are. I thought it was just the down arrow. So I've got one for Aeon 14, and we have one for Writing Wives too. So you can actually have your own custom domains in there. So it looks a little more personalized if you're linking to it. So that's basically the long and short of it. And then after people have engaged with these, you'll actually be able to look up, I guess it's under books. You can actually look at your claims for each book, and you can see like reports on on, in the last month, for all time, all sorts of things like that. And you can see how often a given book has been claimed. And from there, anything you do with these email addresses you're collecting for BookFunnel will be done in your mail software. So you're just going to, of course, go into MailChimp, MailerLite, Wix, Email Octopus, whatever you're using, and set up basically a flow for when people come from BookFunnel, because they will get labeled as coming from BookFunnel in some form in your app. And then you can say, like, every time someone comes in from BookFunnel for this particular book, I'm going to give them a particular email that they're going to get. Usually pimping book one. First thing you do usually is you'll actually send an email saying, hey, thank you for downloading my book. In case you didn't get the link, here it is. And you'll link to it on BookFunnel, because there'll be a they can, when they land there after signing up, it'll just give them the download link directly. And then like a week later, you'll be like, hey, I hope you enjoyed the free book you got from me, yada, yada, yada. To read the next book in the series, click here. And then you send them where you want them to go. And then like a week later, you could remind them like, hey, I hope you enjoyed my books. I loved writing them. Dogs are great, whatever you want to say. And then you can ask them for a review and pimp book two, or pimp another series or something like that. So you can use that to kind of run a whole chain of events that will happen, assuming that they have, positive interactions. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. And hopefully this was useful. If you have any additional questions, feel free to pop into the general forum and say, like, I, saw the BookFunnel one. I'm curious how you do this, because we'll definitely be building this out more with more BookFunnel content. And, what you guys need, the needs you have will help. But again, also BookFunnel does have really good help on their website. They're great. The folks over there are awesome. So you can always hit up their help as well. Have a good one.